watching Marvel Age Star Wars. My name is Sean, and I'm here with Brooks.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Gonna do issue 29 tonight for you.
29. We're up to 40 cents. Have we been 40 cents for a while?
I don't know.
I was just looking at the cover and I
I've
saw
been
that.
tracking it that
Haven't
way.
even, I'm so rich that 40 cents is nothing to me. I haven't even
Oh,
paid
29
attention.
though. 29 that's Valance versus Vader, isn't it?
Man, how do you remember that?
That's a pivotal issue. I love that issue.
I'm impressed you remember that. Yes, it is Dark Encounter, Valance
Yeah.
versus Vader. Let me share
At least
screen.
from a kid's perspective, this episode's awesome. Like, I have no idea. Like, as an adult, you might be like, I could have gotten more. It's like, no way. Look at that cover. You're like, that guy's gonna fight Vader? That guy's a badass.
That does look pretty cool.
Even
He's
though
actually grabbed Vader by the wrist. I mean, who has ever grabbed Vader by the wrist before?
I think his color scheme is probably a little bit better.
You like the purple
print?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit lighter here. It does look more hot pinkish.
He's got that
the gradation.
Thanos. He's got Thanos fashion.
Background, though. I got to give him this. The color of that sky back there looks pretty awesome.
The coloring on this one is so nutso that you can't even read this white text.
Yeah,
Adventures Beyond the Greatest Space Fantasy Film.
That's more legible in the original print.
Looks like they're fighting on a pier, like up in the clouds. Like, who would put a pier up in the clouds unless that's just steamy boiling water?
It's a lava planet.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, you know how.
Yikes.
You know how Vader is with those.
Well, Vader, I'd think he'd be kind of traumatized by that. You know, I'd think he'd like the guy in Game of Thrones that was scared of fire. The
Hound.
The Hound. You know, maybe Vader'd be like freaked out about lava.
It's funny. We were just talking about how the aesthetic becomes part of like that becomes preferred. Like, that's sort of what's going on in Star Wars. Is like this idea that Vader was knocked into a volcano and that's how he became Vader is completely extra canonical at this point. That's just sort of a rumor story going around, but you can see that it's prevalent enough that they had this idea that, like, well, let's create a story where he's fighting a guy on a lava planet. That sounds pretty awesome.
I mean, I don't want to verge too far from what we're supposed to be here doing, which is reading this book, but where did that start? Because I remember hearing that as a kid, and I don't know where I would have heard that. You know what I mean?
I bet you I could.
I certainly didn't.
That
because bet you what?
I bet we could pinpoint that because Lucas was very, like, when he had no idea that Star Wars going to be anything like after the first movie, he was really open about talking about possible ideas for what he could do. And there's lots of interviews in those early days where he's just like, maybe we'll do one with Luke's father, and it's a prequel with Luke's father and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader, all his like Jedi disciples and stuff. And you're like, wait a minute. Later on, it's like, no, this was always the plan. It's like, no, you like, and I did a Rolling Stone article where you said different.
We should do an episode where we research certain things like that.
Because I think we can pinpoint that, because either it comes from something in Bantha Tracks or it comes from some interview or something, because there's definitely a moment where he describes a possible idea of not it being young Anakin Skywalker.
What's wild to me,
but it was young Vader,
is that when I was a kid, you were a kid, when we were kids, we didn't have the internet. But I knew things that I'm like, why would I know that? Like, I knew that Vader had been kicked into a lava pool or something. I knew that Boba Fett, that the Mandalorians fought in the Clone Wars or something. I was like, how did I know that? Because that's not in the movie. And I didn't have, I mean, unless I read it in a comic, but I didn't have a whole bunch of these when I was a kid. I don't know.
It's all word of mouth. Back then, it was some guy just told you. Like,
yeah, but where did he hear it? That's why it's interesting how these stories happen. Maybe usually someone read that and got told someone else, and somehow, even though I had no friends because I moved every year, somehow I heard it from somebody. Anyways,
I remember my older cousin insisting that they were going to make a movie out of Splinter in the Mind's Eye, and even back then I was like, I don't think so. That's already a book. That'd be dumb.
It's like they've already started principal photography, actually.
But that's why. Well, I would have been like 7.
So yeah, they've already started principal photography, actually.
Yeah, they've signed Kirshner.
All right, Dark Encounter.
But there are articles of them interviewing Ellen Dean Foster saying, well, do you think they should just film your movie as the sequel and kind of stuff? That's how that stuff enters the atmosphere as an idea.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, it might be something that we could do a sideshow about. Like, where did this idea start? Where did this idea start? Anyways,
Thought this was already a sideshow.
you guys at home, let us know if that's stupid or not.
Well, you're 10 minutes into the episode and you're still on the cover, so.
I love these, like, finally back to these Death Star style hallways with the, like, the grating on the floor, and the colors are crazy, but
I love the composition. Yeah.
So
what you got? Yeah,
I'll do a
and
stormtrooper.
Again, some more Archie Goodwin.
Yeah. No more. No. Oh, wait, no, this is someone in the room. Never mind. No more. No more. Anything you want, I'll tell. I'll tell.
What's the matter with you men? Turn around. You're supposed to be at attention. Almost said be at attention. Don't tell me veteran stormtroopers haven't heard screams before.
They have, but somehow not like these. Not screams twisted out of a man's very soul by a master manipulator. I guess we're talking about Vader. Ooh, cool. This is a nice shot.
Yeah.
Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith. I gotta take a sip for this.
The ability to resist is always fascinating, Wormus. It varies endlessly from individual to individual. This spy was better at it than average, wouldn't you say?
I wonder if I might be excused, Lord Vader. I seem to have a touch of indigestion. I crapped my pants.
I need to go to the restroom.
I seem to have a touch of crapping of pants.
Did I make a poo?
It's weird when he has his hands on his hips like that. There's something odd about the positioning of
yeah, it's just not something I picture he would do.
And he's just like, yes.
He's like looking up, like, where's that smoke going?
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Yeah, what are you exactly? How are you torturing this man? He's like leaning in.
Master manipulator.
Yes, I would have that seen too, Wormus. Most people get indigestion after a meal, not before. Just be certain we can move without delay the instant I have what I seek. The name, Rebel. Start with the name.
All right, who's talking here? Tyler Lucian. This is one cantina in a fair-sized city in a whopping big galaxy, stranger. What makes you think anyone here would know your name?
Is this going to be? Oh, this is what's his name? Valance. You want to do Valance? You want me to do Valance?
I guess is it Valance now? I'll do him.
Yeah.
Because in addition to running this dingy establishment, you hide people, Merle, for a price. And Tyler Lucian is good reason to hide. He's a deserter from the Rebel Alliance. Stranger, if any of what you say is true, like, it's a bad move, Merle. As an outside observer. Ain't it a bit foolish to go blurting it out? There isn't time to be subtle, Merle. And on your type, it would be wasted anyway. Just right through.
Did he punch through? Or did he shoot his wrist blaster?
I think he just punched it right through.
Wow, through the table?
Right through the bar. That's not... Yuri! Glocken! Move! He's crushing my hand!
Oh, I love these dudes, man. This is some good Star Wars.
Knobby-headed dudes.
They look cool. Zakal! Or, excuse me, Fakal!
Yeah, sorry, my hand's still stuck inside the bar.
Yeah, I'm still squeezing this guy.
Yeah, Yuri, I don't like your chances here.
Zadap! Oh, he shot him right in the head, man.
Oh, they're always getting him in his robot face.
Just so he could show off his face.
No, Merle.
I'm really liking these layouts. I mean, these look cool.
Yeah, I like the action.
The action is better than it has been in this one. Go ahead.
Merle, you were about to tell me something, weren't you? Because his face is smoking and Merle is smelling it. You're nothing sentient. You can't be. Ah!
Swiftly, the cantina owner begins to talk. What does he mean he's not sentient? Like he's not organic?
He thinks he's a robot, I guess.
I guess, but they're sentient.
He's just some damn droid!
Yeah. The cantina owner begins to talk. A short time later, the cloaked figure departs, stepping out onto the main thoroughfare of Centaurus Spaceport's infamous Old Town section. But as he starts anxiously away, "One moment, citizen. We've had reports of a disturbance at Merle's, which you seem to be in a hurry to leave. Turn around and tell us why, but be slow and careful about it."
Naturally, the last thing I want is trouble with Imperial troopers.
He's about to murder these dudes, isn't he?
Just, wah!
No, not
Henry.
yet. He takes a minute before he kills him.
He shows him his ID to be polite.
Just, I want you to know who's about to kill you.
Just so you can get it on the record before I murder you. My name is Valance. I'm a bounty hunter, duly licensed for this and 28 other systems. 2 casino customers mistakenly thought I was looking for them. By the time we straightened it out, they were dead. So was Merle. I was rushing to report it when you stopped me. Credentials are in order. I guess.
No, that's a stormtrooper.
Oh, he's looking at it. Oh, sorry.
Credentials are in order. I guess we can let you go with a warning. Old Town's free and easy, Valance, but it's not the Outworlds. So, wait, something's bothering me. Get his cowl back.
No, don't. Like the reveal. What an awesome image.
Yeah. These layouts are kick-ass. I thought I saw a glint of metal. He's a Borg, a miserable cyborg trying to pass. Man, are they illegal? What grief.
I know, good lord.
We can't let something like him get away with killing normal organics.
Oh, it is some.
They're really leaning into this.
Thank you, Trooper. Until now, I don't think I was certain about my course of action. He's just. Boing!
Oh, he's blocking it. Are they shooting him or is he shooting them?
No, he's shooting them.
Okay, all right.
Just.
For Zach.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man style.
I gotta stop slapping my mic when I do that for effect. Now I'm committed. I'm in a race against Darth Vader, and Tyler Lucian is the prize.
So I'm curious. We'll find out. Who's Tyler Lucian?
Hopefully it's not the dude that Vader's
torturing
right now.
It probably is. In the days of the Old Republic.
Space Japan.
Oh, here's the lava, I guess. In the days of the Old Republic, Ruby Flame Lake was a splendid, popular resort, attracting visitors by the thousands to Centaurus from throughout the mid-systems. Under the hand of the Empire, deeply buried lava beds, which warmed the lake, were tapped for intense industrial purpose.
Oh, nice.
Within a decade, the lava beds were exhausted. The once sparkling gem-like waters were opaque, clouded forever by waste. And once elegant guest towers were fallen into ruin and disuse. This is what happens when the Empire takes over. Resort towns go to waste.
Late stage capitalism.
Yet the area still attracts some, if they are desperate or without hope. Tyler Lucian is both, and no more so than during the long melancholy moments of sunset.
I like the idea.
He's going to kill himself?
It's a resort for people who are without hope.
I mean,
we had to shift the marketing, but
that's pretty dark for the Star Wars comic. One more step is all it would take. An easy plunge into those blood-red waters. The pollutants in there can dissolve metal in hours. Flesh would surely only take minutes. Yikes.
Okay, so it's not full lava anymore. It's like lava water.
But they need to put some guardrails up. It'll dissolve flesh in minutes.
I guess it doesn't dissolve wood. That's cool.
No, this is Luke. Middle-aged, rough-looking.
Last Jedi Luke.
Yeah. This is.
I'm gonna teach you 3 lessons.
This is a dark look into Luke's future. But if I had that kind of nerve, I wouldn't have fled Yavin Base as the Death Star was approaching. Oh, so he ran away.
Yeah.
Annihilation seemed so certain. If there'd been a shred of hope, I might have held on. Only after I'd stolen the supply ship, raced away, then I heard on the transceiver about him, the T-65 pilot who shut down his computer and put a torpedo into the Death Star exhaust port, unassisted. A mere farm boy from Tatooine, Luke Skywalker.
So you do know his name, Lucian. And do you spend every sunset babbling to yourself about it?
That's a good question. Yeah. Well, who are you? I know everyone Merle has delivering rations.
Merle won't be providing any more services, Lucian. You won't be needing any.
Merle said Alliance spies were searching for me. Are you?
Up till now, if I favored anyone, it was the Empire. After all, I used to serve them. Until a rebel bombardment turned me into something I hated. A machine.
Well, then why are you doing this? I've value to the Empire. With what I know, I'd hope to just be left alone. But if it will save my life.
You're pitiful, Tyler Lucian. Unfortunately, I'm not known for my pity.
He is as grizzled as you can get.
That's when I knew there was no God.
Here we go. The TIE fighter appears suddenly, screaming low over the lake out of the setting sun. And its bent wing silhouette, its sleek structure, makes it plain it is not just any TIE ship, except we've seen bent wing TIE ships earlier in the series.
But it's
because they didn't know that it was supposed to be Vader's ship.
His was still the first. But yeah, there's others now.
Well, his has a special paint scheme.
Yeah, it's got like his name along the side.
It's only a moment's distraction.
Hear this soon?
But a moment is far more than Tyler Lucian thought he had. He grasps it desperately, using it to race for sanctuary. He should have knocked him into the water.
Yeah, too late. He's inside the tower. You're a fool, Valance.
I'll never catch him inside that tower.
Yeah, for real. Who knows where he could be?
Inside that tower.
Yeah, he could be there. But then you've suspected that for some time. Ever since you let Luke Skywalker and C-3PO, he knows him by name, doesn't like droids, knows him by name.
Mm-hmm.
C-3PO get away alive back on the junction.
The hunter turns his back on his prey and, flinging off his cloak, he charges toward the walkway leading to the shore, the way Darth Vader will come. So now he's just going to take on Vader instead of trying to catch that dude?
Plan B.
I guess.
Fight Vader. I like Valance's style.
I don't remember why he hates Vader. What did Vader do to him?
He doesn't hate Vader. He's just competing with him because he's trying to get to Luke Skywalker.
Because Luke likes droids.
I guess. But
because I thought at first it was for a bounty, which Vader would be the one paying.
Yeah.
But
Valance
now
is kind of all over the place.
Well, he's clearly a little bit off his rocker.
It's fair that he's pretty scrambled.
Interlude, the main rebel base on the fourth moon of the gas giant Yavin. Why are they still there? Here, within the great stone walls of the Masasi ruins. Packing is a pain. I've moved. I know what it's like.
Man, I moved a year ago and we still have stuff at the old house.
A vigil is in process. I wonder what's...
It's C-3PO.
A vigil for C-3PO? This is unfair. Totally unfair. A protocol droid isn't equipped to suffer an experience like this once, much less twice. What can be taking so long? Master Luke and I brought back all the materials they needed. Oh, for R2. That's right. R2 was hurt. Suppose some of the parts we got on Junction are faulty. With the Imperial blockade, they can't be easily replaced. Maybe R2-D2 can't be repaired, as he was after the Battle of the Death Star. He was almost fatally disabled in Star Wars 26. Thanks, Arch. No, I mustn't think that way. Why, if they can make that little droid functional once more, I'll never say a harsh word to him. I'll...
Beep-a-deep.
Surprise? Why, you unreasoning little mound of misplaced circuitry. Do you suppose I have nothing better to do than idle about waiting for you to play practical jokes?
Wait, boop.
Just like old times again. What do you mean, twerp? Twerp?
Yeah, you're kind of all over the place too, C-3PO.
Well, he knows a lot of languages.
I have a range of emotions.
And as a perpetual argument is resumed outside the supply and maintenance area, others are having words as well.
How can you do it, General Dodonna? Let the princess run off on a mission alone?
Look at that stern look he's giving him.
Just so dressed down. I'm in charge here, goddammit.
I'm Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she convinced me I might be letting personal considerations keep her at the base, Skywalker, much as you might be.
You could be right, sir. I'm sorry. But didn't you always say she was needed here as a symbol of the Alliance?
Leia Organa has abilities far beyond that. As we both know. As we both know. Oh, that's wrong. Yet in the place
related to her?
Yet in the place where she has gone, a symbol is desperately required. And perhaps rather than wait and worry here, you too need a mission, Luke. Here, an
feel like we're
interlude
just
ends.
spinning our wheels, General. Like, really? Don't we have a mission getting the hell off this planet?
I mean, they haven't come back yet, the Empire. And Vader he's not trapped anymore. He's clearly making contact with other Imperials, right? He's flying around, he's doing things.
Yeah,
we know he was just talking to stormtroopers. So why hasn't he told them, oh yes, they're on Yavin. Go get them. But
like, well, we're not gonna mess with that because Baron Tag has a whole business that he's doing over there, so we're gonna kind of let him play in that pool for a while and get back to it.
As light years away above the poison waters of Ruby Flame Lake on Centaurus, a confrontation begins.
I want to appreciate Valance's tight butt here for a minute. Nice job, Valance.
Yeah, I'm gonna sip while you appreciate his rear.
Yeah, he's still got some organics worth it. Just saying.
I'm glad you're doing his voice now because I don't want to do two in a row.
The man in the tower has a name I require, Bounty Chaser. The only profit for you will be letting me get past to get it.
Today, Lord of the Sith, I'm not after profit.
I got to put the little sound effect that, or that, that little Clint Eastwood thing. I'll put that in there.
Yeah. You may have wrung Tyler Lucian's name from some rebel spy, but I'm here to fight to see you don't get the Death Star Destroyer's name from him.
I believe you, Valance. But the why of it intrigues me. When I first heard of you, we seemed rivals for the same prey.
Don't talk, Vader. Defend yourself.
Surely you noticed I already am.
Ooh, badass.
Why else haven't you been able to fire yet? Why else has your weapon become so heavy? Is it impossible for you to hold? How can you fight against the power of the Force?
This is pretty interesting because we're still like post Star Wars. No one's showed like telekinetic abilities.
Well, we've seen him choke.
I guess they're extrapolating from that because it's not till Empire where you just start throwing boxes at him and you're like, oh, geez, this whole sword fight was just kind of playing around. Like this, Iron Man. Like that's a fun move. Like, why don't we learn that move is coming? Iron Man.
It'd be fun if you said it every time. Iron Man. In like the actual MCU. Iron Man.
Yeah, it's all
for cow. Right in the face, man. He shot Vader in the face.
That's something not even Han Solo could do.
Yeah.
You did not see that coming.
It is no small thing to bring Darth Vader to his knee. On some worlds, it might be the stuff of legend. But it's not enough. Slaying you will be a waste. A bounty hunter with your particular abilities could serve me well.
He's about to say, let me show you the ways of the dark side.
Vader is such a badass that he's just saying this while on fire.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. A useful freak. Not unlike your own position with the Empire. Awesome. Iron Man burn!
He just said the wrong thing. Lightsaber is out.
Yeah, really. I don't feel like fooling around.
Meanwhile, Lucian's like, what the hell?
What's going on? Like,
I am in so much trouble.
There is no way this works out well for me.
I'm just a rebel deserter. Why are two of the scariest people in the galaxy fighting over me?
The poor boy, no one loves.
He should just yell out, his name is Luke, okay? Leave me alone.
Jesus.
High in the decaying tower beyond the walkway. How could he possibly hide in that tower? Tyler Lucian watches with
hiding Lucian.
Tyler Lucian watches with horrible fascination and listens.
That boy you're seeking and his droid, held out hope of something better, Vader. A time, a life, even when someone like me might not be a freak.
Is he on Luke's side now?
I guess he like
He-
appreciates it. He's he's definitely scrambled. It's true that Valance isn't all together. A foolish dream, no doubt, but so was destroying the Death Star.
Frack. That's smart. Shoot the ground out under him, let him fall into that water.
Because it's a pretty rickety bridge to be like certain death. Like you said, it's never a railing in Star Wars ever.
But that's how they keep population under control.
It's true.
Ooh, look at that cool move.
Now it's monkey flip.
The chasm torn by the blast is wide, wider than most men might leap. But the Lord of the Sith is not most men.
Krong! I like how he just punches him in the face. That's something you don't see most people do.
I know. I've never seen anyone do any of these
Valance
things to
is
Vader.
the only person that has ever punched Vader in the face. After he shot him in the face with a laser, it didn't help. That's
Kronk.
that's stones, man.
The combat that follows is fierce and brief.
Yeah.
Oh, did he just cut him down with his
One
lightsaber?
lightsaber chop away.
Oh no, Valance. Oh, he's still alive. And Darth Vader turns to the business that brought him.
Tyler Lucian!
No.
The cybernetic hand clamps like a vice. So he was about to kill Tyler Lucian because he didn't want Vader to find out who Luke is.
Yes.
He's protecting Luke's name then because Tyler knows his name. That's what this is all about, trying to find out his name. Okay, I got it. Squeezing, tightening.
Still alive? Still fighting? I can almost admire you, Valance. Give this up. Join me. The medics on my cruiser can probably still save you.
No.
Darth Vader shrugs. Just seeing Darth Vader shrug.
He's got a lot of new moves, like hands on the hips, shrugs.
Darth Vader shrugs, kicks. The bounty hunter is like a great shackle, a weight that will not shake free.
Lunacy! Even if I quit now, and left you and the cringing coward in the tower, nothing would change. Others in this galaxy will have the same information. If I don't acquire it today, I will tomorrow. And for what will you have sacrificed yourself?
Time. Force Master. The boy you seek, the one with the droids, is good, and he's growing. Someday, he'll be your equal, or your better. Any delay works in his favor, increases his chances. Any delay.
Then, Valance, there can be no more.
But as the lightsaber flashes, the doomed man rolls, hurtling himself towards the corrosive waters below, hauling the Sith Lord with him. Man, he is going to work. He's working on Vader here. And Darth Vader begins to feel just how heavy a dying man, half human, half machine can be. He's like, oh, you weigh a ton. The moments that follow are long. Oh, he's like scratching his fingers into the wood. Good grief.
Awesome. This is a
But
pretty epic fight.
They end. Ending with them, Valance, the hunter.
Like Valance should have had a lightsaber because every time it was like cheek to cheek, he's like, lightsaber. I feel like just if you both had lightsabers, this could have been a fight.
Stop picking on guys with lightsabers, Valance. So Valance is dead? Do we not see him again? I guess we should wait and find out. I shouldn't spoil because I don't remember if we see him again or not. We know he's in the new stuff, so they retroactively brought him back somehow. But
I'm pretty sure he doesn't come back in this incarnation of the series. I could be wrong, but he does come back in issue 108, which was the one they did a few years ago. That was sort of just a nod to the original series. It was just a sort of epilogue issue to the old Marvel series.
That's neat. I haven't read that one. I wonder if it's cheap to pick up.
Probably. I have it, but it was fun.
His last words still echo in the mind of Tyler Lucian and the
They say,
man who cannot face
"I-
the Death Star. Now,
oh, Ed."
is he going to jump and kill himself? I hope not. This is Star Wars. Come on, man. Oh, he does. Oh, that's kind
From
of
the
dark.
top. He dives.
Finds the courage that had so long deserted him to kill himself.
Pretty badass.
For a time, the only sound on Ruby Lake is the steady, labored grasp of the Darth Lord's breath mask. Then he turns and makes his way back to the orbiting.
Yeah.
makes his makes his way back to the orbiting cruiser. Finally, I hate off duty. I hate these double shifts. Right. Can't wait to shed this armor. It's been so long. I feel like a blasted Borg, or worse. Man, these guys hate cyborgs. Get underway. You know that Vader.
For Vader, I guess they don't know.
You know, he's a cyborg. You know, it's pretty obvious with the stuff on him.
Get underway at once, Wormus. I'll supply you with coordinates, and until I decree otherwise, we are on alert status. Even off-duty personnel will remain in full armor.
Says it so they can hear.
Yeah.
He's nicer now than he is in Empire when he just starts killing like admirals and stuff for making minor mistakes.
He looks kind of like Dark Helmet now. Look at the size of that helmet.
Yeah. And a long search begins again. Next issue, A Princess Alone. That's a good issue. There's some good action in this one.
That was a super epic fight. I love that.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid loving that fight. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Even Luke doesn't fight Darth Vader. This Valance is a badass.
Like, what? So that was a good one.
I love that one.
Next, we're going to get a Leia solo issue.
That's an Archie good one.
Nice. Well played. Next, we're going to get a Leia solo issue, which I don't think we've seen yet. So that's going to be interesting.
Good. Yeah, I can't remember. I hope it's not the one where she's on a bank planet just trying to get a loan. For some reason, there were some weird Star Wars stories where they were just trying to do that.
Half the issue, she's just sitting in a chair waiting for them to.
And then Darth
looking
Vader
at her watch.
Well, the Empire is a better investment. And you're like, what are we reading? This is so weird.
I need to see some proof of your income, Miss Leia.
Yeah.
It says here you work for the Rebel Alliance.
The Rebellion.
Like, I mean, there are.
We're the Alliance to
sanctions
restore the Republic.
Against the Alliance. I mean, so there's kind of some legal.
The Rebellion's kind of a nickname.
Yeah.
Our official LLC is Alliance to Restore the Republic.
Do you have some bills to show your current address? Yeah, we're kind of on a secret base because, don't want the Empire finding out where I live. This is really going to make this whole loan process much more complicated than it needs to be.
So you don't have what we would normally consider to be collateral.
I do remember some weird bank
stuff. No official identity and no official address.
I remember some bank stuff, but I don't remember what happens. But it's kind of weird. It's just like in Game of Thrones when they had that weird bank on Bravos or whatever that somehow was lending money to all these different armies. Like, how does that work? What a weird concept.
There's a weird idea. There is a weird issue later on. It's during the Joe Duffy era, which is an era I like, but it was post Jedi where Han goes back to where his apartment used to be and finds out that all his assets have been dissolved because he was thought dead or something while he was in carbonite. And he's like going to the bank and trying to reestablish his credit, and then somehow in the middle of that, Boba Fett comes back to life. You're like, this is a weird story.
It's a weird idea that they're living in this galaxy that's like torn apart by war. He's being hunted by bounty hunters, but he still has an apartment somewhere, and they haven't thought to look there first or
like
trap it.
Legally a war criminal?
Yeah, so aren't you?
Like,
aren't you wanted by bad guys? We
forcibly overthrew the Empire and killed the leader of the legal government of the galaxy. So, no, those charges have been, shall we say, dropped. I don't know.
Interesting.
And before that, I was a career criminal, like a legit criminal.
but he has a bank account. Whatevs, man. Like, you're late on your mortgage, Solo.
Yeah,
I thought he lived on the Falcon. I mean,
you haven't paid your rent in what looks like 5 years.
The idea of him having a house doesn't make any sense because he lives on the Falcon. That's like what he does. It's like a pirate having a house.
So that's
Anywho's, yeah, that is weird. And then I guess we'll get a Luke Solo issue after that because he's on a mission of a different kind. I like how they set these things up with their little interludes.
You got to get the plate spinning because we have to keep stuff up in the air until we get past the sequel. Because then when there's a sequel, then we have like 6 months adapting that we can spin our wheels some more. And then we can start crafting stories in the aftermath of that.
We're in like
tell stories when we don't know where it's headed.
We're in like 29 now, and I think the Empire starts at 39-ish, 38, 39, I think.
Because Boba Fett's first appearance is in 42.
Yeah, so we're like 10 issues away from Empire, so we're scooting along.
Another year, we're like, we just have to do something with the series.
Well, I'm enjoying it so far.
Love it. Yeah, Vader versus Valance, good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if anyone will ever again hit Vader in this series.
Punch him in his helmeted face.
I don't think, because I don't ever remember that happening anywhere.
Like, I don't want to tell you business, Valance, but did nobody think to just tear that control panel off his chest? I mean, it does something.
You had to start pushing the buttons. Beep, beep, beep,
like,
beep, beep, beep.
If the Force meant you didn't need that, you wouldn't have it.
Cut it out.
I'd have shot that first. It's just like, Iron Man! Like, my inhaler!
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, so...
We'll be back soon with Leia on her own in A Princess Alone. So, until then, my name's Brooks.
I'm Sean.
May the Force be with you.
Iron Man!
Like and subscribe.
Snoop.